If these campus protesters look like these street rioters, there's a good reason. College campuses were the ideological breeding ground for this violence, teaching students to hate America and demand revolution. Many colleges and universities have become very successful training camps for radicals, the kind of radicals who are burning American cities and fighting the police. Portland State philosophy professor Peter Boghossian says college campuses are, without question, the source of the woke movement behind the riots in American cities.
100% of it. Absolutely, categorically, and unequivocally, the universities are cranking out utter madness.
College professors have been among those arrested in the rioting. Professor Aaron Thompson at the City University of New York tweeted this advice to rioters pulling down statues. Use chain instead of rope, and it'll go faster.
I've actually been there in the midst of many of these protest riots. I've seen it up close and personal, and many of the rioters are indistinguishable from the people you see on campus.
Cabot Phillips is editor-in-chief at Campus Reform.
Because there have been so few consequences when they do go out onto these campuses and riot and protest, they've been able to test out what works. They've been able to see how they can create the most destruction, get the most outrage, and then carry that out into cities around the country.
The radical movement that used to be confined to some academic departments now dominates whole campuses. Cal Riverside professor Reza Aslan says all Trump backers are white nationalist terror supporters who must be eradicated from society. University of California, Santa Barbara religion professor Timothy Snedeker tweeted that if he had a time machine, he would go back and assassinate Jesus.
It's not just the ruling ideology, it's the dominant moral orthodoxy in virtually every campus that's now spilled out into, it's everything. It's tech, it's media, it's CNN, it's completely woke.
We never thought the craziness, the absolute insanity that we saw on campus would amount to anything. And what we didn't realize is that the campus moved into the culture.
Cornell law professor William Jacobson has been censured by his dean and formally denounced by 21 Cornell faculty members for speaking out against the rioting and Black Lives Matter. But the most tragic recent case of campus persecution of conservatives is UNC Wilmington criminology professor Mike Adams. A Christian, he was a guest on the 700 Club. Hounded by the left for years, Adams killed himself last month. Boghossian says woke ideology on college campuses is now a civilizational threat, and he thinks it may be too late to save the university system.
I used to think 3-4 years ago that if we just defunded certain departments, we could stave this off a little bit. We're well beyond that now. Now I think that the whole system it has to be bulldozed.
American taxpayers have subsidized a university system that teaches that the U.S. government is fundamentally evil and must be torn down. And that is exactly what rioters are trying to do. Dale Hurd, CBN News.
Saturday Satan, Sunday Saint.